It's the Thursday before Thanksgiving. No, I'm just playing. No, man, but I've had a good week. Like this is like the week after my birthday. My birthday was on the 9th. So here it is, like the 13th. It's the Thursday before Valentine's Day. And like what I've done the last about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks almost now, almost 3 weeks. So, what I've done is turn off my notifications, like on my phone, like all notifications. And I think I'm saying this because I think, and this is like quick. It ain't nothing like, whatever. But what I've done is just like turned off my notifications. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been in a state of peace. You know what I mean? Like I've been real, like it's just been quiet, man. It's just been, the people who really, I guess, reach out, or the people who really matter. You know what I'm saying? You might have some contact with them, or you might talk to them. But outside of that, it's really been very, 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 very peaceful. You know what I mean? Like you don't look at, the whole looking at your phone, 1 minute, and then okay, you got the notifications going off, whether it be messages, social media, this, that, and the third, and then next thing, okay, you in your phone every 10, 15 minutes, but at the same time, you're trying to get something done, you can't quite get it done because, you know what I'm saying, you got your notifications going crazy on some shit. So, with that being said, it's been a much needed, I guess, in a sense, detox of a week, or just like, just one of them cool, peaceful, laid back, rested weeks. You know what I'm saying? So, in that regard, I'm appreciative of it. And, I would recommend that. I would recommend that to people. Like, you know what I'm saying? If your life seems a bit hectic sometimes, like, because a lot of times I feel like people make, not all, but some things, like, just more important than they really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a fuck that you responded to, some random ass shit, girl, some random ass dude, 3, 4, 5 hours later, or didn't respond at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the realm of it all, sometimes you got to take that time for yourself, I feel like sometimes. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, just really being on some, like, I'm chilling. I'm chilling on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let this, just really kind of zoning out. You know what I'm saying? I think people put too much emphasis and make it bigger than it really is when it comes to, like, people and just like, notifications and responses, response times and all that kind of shit. So, not saying that, you should, not saying that I'm this person that just responds like hella late and all of that, but, it's like, come on, man. So, I would say that I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, and that's just something that it makes me feel good, because I know at times it's just like, oh, message from this. Sometimes you don't want to be bothered all the time. People don't always want to be bothered, and I think that's normal. So If, one of my friends are like, or somebody that I know that, they're like, nigga, I hit you. You hit me up the other day, nigga. I legit ain't want to be bothered. I can legit respect the, like, I was having a day and I ain't want to be bothered. I just got in my zone. I got to the house, I ate some food, kicked up my feet, maxing and relaxing. I ain't want to be bothered. I'm glad you let me know you had those days, shit, cause my nigga, I'm happy you got your day in, fam. Like, for real, genuinely, because I be needing mine too. You know what I'm saying? I be needing to, zone out and just disconnect or go offline or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's been one of those weeks, man, and I've enjoyed it. This makes me seem more old and just on some old people vibe shit, but it's cool. It's peaceful, man. People ask me how my birthday went. I'm like, real peaceful, man. I got treated out to, like, some 24-hour real taco joint. Real nice. Enjoyed it. Simple. But I don't expect much, so it was really good. Outside of that, I would talk about Dwayne Wade's daughter now. Son turned daughter. But I've been trying to process my thoughts on all of that, but at the same time, it's kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a living you learn type. It's a living you learn type world. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, being that it's a living you learn type world, regardless, my thoughts on it was like, it's most definitely gonna require. This is not for, like, the average person on the planet. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna hear about it and they're gonna be like, oh shit, Dwayne Wade's son, his youngest son, just, they just basically came out announcing that he's a girl, or he wants to be a girl, or, he's going through with this. However the fuck you go through this. You know what I'm saying? But basically, he's like, he wants to be a little girl or some shit like that. And to me, like I say, this is why understanding is so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us, or most of us, probably even hearing this and just, won't even never meet that little girl, or little boy, whatever you want to say. It's hella confusing because we didn't grow up, really like that. It's like we're at a point in time in this day and age where, you got mixed gender or transgender, restrooms and things of that nature and all of that. And I feel like it's one of those things and phases that is or not, rather it's a phase or not, I just feel like it's one of those things that it's gonna trigger things to happen, and you know how, like I say, you live and you learn. So I feel like it's gonna trigger things to happen. Like, let's just say, for instance, like a while back, it was like a restaurant. It's like a restaurant. No. Well, we were somewhere, and it was like, okay, you got the dudes and the girls in the same bathroom together. And I was like, now it's gonna be a time. It's gonna be, instances where you're gonna have rape cases, I feel like. Interactions in the bathroom that's like, I feel like that's gonna trigger that kind of activity. It's gonna be, people in public restrooms or whatever, where it's like both parties go in there, and it's gonna be man and woman. So you're gonna have people fucking in a restroom, I feel like, more often. And I feel like you're gonna have cases where people end up getting harmed, probably fucking killed, or whatever. I really believe that because, it's places where creeps are real. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you're gonna have men attacking women, and ain't no telling, you might have some women attacking men. I don't know. So looking at this whole, you know, whatever Dwayne Wade's son name is, I would say it's Zare or something. I don't know. Like I say, man, I see this stuff and I just be like, do I choose to dedicate and, you know, give my energy to it, or whatever? But like I say, I just give my thoughts on some of the stuff. I don't get too involved in it. Like I say, I don't have any kids, but like I say, another point is, one thing about it, yeah, I've seen people like say, you know, and I thought of this, I was like, okay, you know, at this age, it's like, that's what he wants. It's like, this kid don't even really know, like, what they want, or like the ramifications or the consequences behind, you know, the thing that it is that he desires right now. I feel like, you know, the kid is like young, what? I don't know how old Dwayne Wade's youngest is, 10, 12 years old, something of the sort, you know, just young though, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I know that kid's probably been exposed to a lot of things, but, you know, life's the best teacher, you know, and I just feel like it's an area that I get it, accepting your kids and your loved ones for who they are, who they want to be, whatever they want to be, whatever they think they can be, and all of that. I get that, but at the same time, I think it's a level of blowback that, now, as far as Dwayne Wade goes, I think it's wonderful that he could support and still show love and affection to his son, or his daughter, his now soon to be now pronounced daughter, young daughter, transgender kid, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who have no knowledge on this thing, on this kind of stuff, like me, you know what I'm saying? But not to be insensitive of any of it, but just, you know, coming from, me and a friend had a talk like that, and it was, you know, he was like, man, he was like, it was a dude, but he clearly wanted to be a girl, like in a drive-thru somewhere where he went to go get some food, and he was like, all right, bro, appreciate it. He's like, I'm not a brown. Like, he took offense, like, and it's like, people ain't grow up, they ain't teach us this shit in public education school. Like, nobody taught us growing up, like, how to approach a fucking she, or a dude who wants to be a fucking girl, or a girl who wants to be a fucking dude, or a dude with a dick, or a girl with a dick, or dude with a fucking sex change or something. Like, nobody fucking gave us the rules on this, so like, to an extent, people can't even, like, those type of people, you can't even really get upset when people don't know how to fucking formally address you, or don't come at you the way you want to be came at, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Things of this nature. Like, we don't fucking know. No, our parents didn't grow up like, yeah, when you see a she, you would address her as such. Nobody fucking parents taught them that shit like that. We don't know that shit, bro. Like, so, okay, it's a level of understanding that those people need to have. You know what I'm saying? For the general public. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not just gonna do our research, because it ain't like, I don't think too many people just not gonna just up and do their research. Well, you need to do your research on this shit and learn it. For what? For what? Motherfuckers don't care enough to, like, it's so much shit that people don't care about. Like, you think people would actually give a fuck? Like, you know, if they not gonna be associating day in and day out with them type of people, know they're gonna learn on the fly, just like they learn a lot of other shit. So they gonna, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna make their mistakes and, you know, go from there. But, so, you know, going back to it, like I say, I think it kind of calls for two types of, you know, folks. And, you know, you're gonna have the very, very understanding folk that just, you know, can grasp the perspective of, like, okay, you know, from Dwayne Wade being a loving father, and he, you know, that gotta do wonders for, because I know most men, 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, they gonna be on some like, couldn't be my son. You know what I'm saying? I'm throwing that nigga away. Or whatever. They gonna disband shit. Ain't nothing new that niggas do anyway. Niggas disband perfectly normal ass kids. So just imagine if your son wanna be a girl. You know what I'm saying? And you raising the motherfucker from the start. Like, you know, so it's just like, I feel like that's a thing, but you know, man, it's like I say, it's a situation that just like, I think it'll have like a lot of other shit that the world has done or has promoted. You know, it's gonna have its blowbacks. You know, shit. The fact that, you know, you make alcohol illegal and, you know, people can go buy alcohol and shit like that, it's a blowback from that. People die in car crashes and, you know, from getting, you know, people get arrested, people kill other people, you know, from abusing alcohol and things of that nature. Like, that is a blowback from alcohol, like alcoholism or whatever. You know, you get super drunk one day, you do some dumbass shit, it's a blowback. You know what I'm saying? And that's because alcohol is like, it's just made to the public. It ain't like it's non-existent. It ain't like it's just super hard to get. So I feel like with anything else, it's gonna have a blowback. Now, to the degree of what the blowback will be, we've yet to really just see and experience that yet. So I feel like if it's one of those things where it's too much for the public to handle, and you know, whatever calls for them to take action and be like, well, nah, we ain't doing this shit no more. You feel me? If that happens, that happens. But, you know, I do feel like it'll have blowback, of course. You can tell how people are reacting and shit like that, I feel like. But, you know, what the fuck can you do about it? You know what I'm saying? So you commend Dwayne Wade and on loving his son, rather his son is going through a phase right now of wanting to be a girl or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? I mean, rather he was born with the shit. I don't know how true that is. You know, things of that. You know, people be saying they born like that. So do I know? No, not really. But you know, it's just the biggest thing for people, man. Is just I don't know, just. It's a level of understanding, and that's hard. Do I agree? Do I agree with it? If that's something that somebody wants to ask, do I agree with fucking, you know, it's decisions, man. No, I mean, I wouldn't condone my son, or I wouldn't want my son to be that way. I'm pretty sure Dwayne Wade doesn't want his son to be that way. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna face blowback. You know, their whole family's gonna face blowback. You know what I'm saying? Because of that his youngest son's decision. You know, but hey, man, it's life. You live and you learn. I don't know what to say about this shit, man. I really don't. It's crazy to me to a degree. If my kid was in that, wanted to be, you know what I'm saying? I think I would try my best to, like, you know what I'm saying, accept and love and understand, but I think deep down, I don't know, and it's just naturally or normally, probably. Now, me speaking, I ain't got no kids, but I think, like, I would want to be like, you don't even know what you want at this age, you know what I'm saying? You're a kid and da-da-da-da-da, whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, I don't know, I would try to get him to understand the consequences. But if that's who he really feel like he is, I know people that struggle with really trying to live their truth and who they really are deep down. So, if that's what he feels at this age, you know, teenage, once he get older and he still feels that way, like, you know, this was really me, you know what I'm saying? I've never felt another way. Like, I mean, what can you do? I would just want, at the end of the day, I would just want my seed, my son or whatever, I guess, to live his truth, because that's what everybody don't. That's something that I've, worked towards. You know what I'm saying? The majority of my life, living my truth. How I feel about this, how I feel about that, being honest, and what's my thought, and doing this because it is, and because you want to be who you are, and everybody want to be accepted at the end of the day, for who they really are. That's what it's really about. But I don't think a lot of people oftentimes are accepted and just get to live their truth like that. So it's a beautiful thing on their behalf, I guess, if that's what it's about. But hey man, fuck, you live and you learn. So a little bit longer than I thought, but it's Valentine's Day weekend. I ain't too much got nothing to say about Valentine's Day, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The people who love me and care about me, I mean, that's what's up. Thuggy out, man. Thug ass nigga out, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry. I'm on my way to go DJ right now, so I'm about to, I'm gonna drop a Valentine's Day mix. I know that for sure. I'm gonna do something, dope for the lovers out there. Just make a R&B mix, some vibe that you can catch. You can find on Mixcloud.com, www.mixcloud.com/Curtis DeMoss. You can find all my mixes and radio shows and things of that nature on that site. Follow me on, follow the Landale's Pod. This is Landale's Pod. I'm your host, DJ CodeRed, Curtis Landale DeMoss, whatever. And like I said, I just be sharing my thoughts on things, man. My points of views, my thought processes at times. So, if you got any questions or any topics you want to hear discussed on the show, if you want to chime in on the topic or whatever, you can message into the show on Anchor. Download the Anchor app. It's free. What you want to do is, follow me. We on not Instagram, but Apple, iTunes. There we go. We're on iTunes, Spotify, things of that nature. We're streaming. You can go listen to it, check it out. Landale's Pod. And like I say, I'll catch up with you guys next time. Y'all be good. Be good to yourselves. Be good to other folks or whatever. And I'll catch up with y'all later. Peace out. One love.